The third question of the lecture is how to develop the message. Once decisions have been made about who the advertiser is targeting, what objectives it wants to achieve, the next task is how to produce a message to achieve the objective. Normally, developing message means work on four aspects: content, structure, format, and source. First aspect is message content. Content refers to the appeal that ads have to motivate the customer. There are at least two types of appeal: rational and emotional. Rational appeals focus on the functional benefits of the product. They seek to persuade customers of its superior performance, lower costs, or better value. Where buying decisions are predominantly rational, for example, industrial buyings, expensive consumer durables, and functional items, this is the obvious type of appeal to motivate consumers. As for emotional appeals, it evokes feelings about the brand to motivate purchase. These appeals work where there are no real differences between products and when brands are detected as image attributes. It works for watches, cigarettes, beer, and cosmetics, coffee shops and restaurants, etc. Emotional appeals can be split into positive and negative. Positive emotional appeals include humor and the promise of success, beauty, or happiness. Negative appeals include fear, guilt, and shame. The latter are often used in anti-smoking, drink driving, and insurance advertising. Research suggests that excessive use of negative appeals, particularly the use of fear, can discourage people from looking at the message and so be counterproductive. It is true, for instance, for the healthy style promotion, dentist services advertising, but in my mind it still may work for environmentally friendly goods through the feeling of guilt. Now we will discuss aspect number 2, message structure. The effectiveness of the message depends upon how it is said, as well as what is said. First of all, we should decide will the message state a definite conclusion, or may it give more space for imagination. It may give the receiver possibility to draw his or her own conclusions from the message. The academic researchers say that where the customer is likely to be interested in the area, if the message is incomplete, it triggers more involvement and motivation to think about the brand. Stating conclusions is more appropriate where the target segment is less likely to be motivated or would be incapable of determining the appropriate conclusion. Other researchers said that one-sided or two-sided arguments are used with different appropriateness. The research suggests that two-sided arguments work better for educated audience and where people are not initially positive about the product. Comparative advertising is used where the brand is compared against another specific brand in the product class. There are no simple answers about the relative effectiveness of comparative advertising. In general, it works best for unknown brands or brands with a small market share that are seeking to challenge the leader. The aspect number 3 is message format. The format of the message depends upon the media used: TV, press, radio, billboards, internet, social media, etc. Format includes copy, the verbal portion of the ad, artwork, the illustrations used, layout, the physical arrangement of headlines, copy, illustration, and brand identification, and of course the jingle, short melody that is associated with the brand. The combination of these elements put together has a major impact on the effectiveness of the ad. People's attention is almost invariably engaged more by the picture than by the headline or copy. The source in the ad may be the company itself, the brand name, or the actor who endorses the product. The effectiveness of a source depends upon its credibility and attractiveness. Credibility means the degree to which the source is perceived as being an expert with respect to the product and is unbiased in the claims being made for it. Credibility is lost if the audience believes that the expert is being paid to make the claims about the product. The second factor affecting the source's effectiveness is its attractiveness. Attractiveness is the receiver's perception of the prestige of the source, the degree to which the source is similar to the receiver and his or her physical or personal attractiveness. Top sport people, film stars, and celebrities can be seen as attractive sources. There are the examples of attractive celebrities who play a significant role in our perception of the goods. For example, Jennifer Aniston for the Smart Water, Julia Roberts presents the Lancome products, George Clooney for coffee, and Johnny Depp for Dior Sauvage.